Thanks so much for having me, Wilfred and Sarah. Hope you all are safe and healthy.
Well, we are, and likewise, we hope you are too. And Jeffrey, we're going to get to Quibi in particular in a moment, but I wanted to start, if I may, on the impact of COVID-19 on the broader entertainment industry, on Hollywood more generally. How do you feel the industry's holding up, and how lasting will the damage be to subsectors like movie theaters?
Well, the truth, I think, as for all of us, the situation is just changing every day, and I don't believe I have any more insight, that I have into how this is all going to shake out. We still, I think, all of us have got a couple of tough months ahead of us at minimum. The entertainment industry, like many others, is actually being, really adversely affected by this. And there are things that are going to, have permanent changes, not just sort of temporary adjustments in it. But I think it's just so early for us to, sort of look at a crystal ball and think we know what the world is going to look like, 4, 6, 8 months from now, let alone a year or two from now. And, certainly the industry has hunkered down, doing its best to keeping the networks and cables and streaming services are up and running and delivering, content to the viewers. But, beyond the short term, I don't have any real insight for you.
Jeffrey, there's been a debate over the last couple of years about big screen motion pictures and whether they all should go on in movie theaters before they reach streaming services like Netflix. Do you think this might change that debate permanently? We've seen some movies have their release date kept and just go straight to streaming. Others, like the James Bond movie, like Mulan from Disney, have been pushed back in the hope that movie theaters will be up and running again before too long.
I maybe have just a slightly different point of view about this. I don't think these things are mutually exclusive. I think the idea of there being a great out-of-home movie-going experience of these, certainly of these big high-end, big, broad, entertaining movies, I think there's a place for them today, and there'll be a place for them tomorrow, and I think there'll be a place for them, 5 or 10 years from now. The analogy I would make to you maybe is where sports was. If you think about it, 25 years ago, if the Yankees were, playing at Yankee Stadium, all of the New York tri-state area was blacked out. You couldn't actually watch it on TV. And the fact is that, to fill up a stadium with 55,000 people, you don't have to, black out 8 million people to have a successful business. And I think sports found a way to embrace both a live experience. There's nothing like going to a live sporting event, but also to have a very robust experience for a broader audience. And I think the movie business is now ready to embrace that idea that movies can be the movie theater business can be a healthy business. It's not at the exclusion of not being able to get access to movies into your home. Maybe not day and date, but certainly close to it.
So Jeffrey, let's talk about Quibi and just remind us exactly who your target customer is and whether launching in this environment is going to make that much harder or kind of like those Netflix numbers we mentioned at the top, whether because it's an at-home service, whether it might be a helpful environment, all the obvious human issues aside.
Yeah. Well, Quibi has, very specifically been created, designed for the 18 to 44-year-old audience, for millennial audience. And there's no question, I think, Meg Whitman and myself, when we, about 3-4 weeks ago, sort of looked at what was ahead of us, clearly ahead of us, made a pivotal decision, which was to continue on with the launch of Quibi. People, as you say, right now, today, I don't think that we've ever, as a country, faced anything, that is as dire and is impacting our day-to-day life in such a, really, really difficult time. Quibi, from day one, this, Wilfred, we've talked about it over the last year and a half, has actually been designed to inform and to entertain and to inspire people. And we have been able to gather together the absolute top best talent, showrunners and storytellers in Hollywood to create a premium content unlike anything anybody's ever seen before, all designed to be beautiful on this phone with a new technology as part of that. And our decision was that this is a moment in time in which people actually may really need a distraction, you know, to have these places in the course of our days right now where, you know, we're not hunkered down, homeschooling our kids, we're not answering, you know, dozens of emails on Zooms and video calls, and, you know, that giving people these breaks in the course of their day as we all shelter in, and to provide a little laughter, a little entertainment, a little break from the, you know, hard things we're dealing with. Their timing actually might be, in many ways, you know, an opportunity. And the big decision that we made, Wilfred and Sarah, is that we decided that we were going to give Quibi free to everybody for 90 days. You know, recognizing that these are such difficult and unsettling times. We're going to make it available to everybody starting on Monday. Anybody can download the app and have it for the next 90 days.
So, Jeffrey, I would just say on the distraction front, there are so many other sort of streaming distractions that we've all had and that we've been paying for. Isn't the whole premise of Quibi that it was supposed to be for people on the go and they don't have time? And isn't that completely at odds with the world we're living in right now?
No, not at all, Sarah. I think here's how I would say it, which is, yes, Quibi was designed for you get up every day, you leave your home, you take a telephone with you, which is now a television. And this is for those in-between times when you're commuting on work, when you're waiting at school to pick up your kid, to, you know, when you're online at Starbucks. Those were the in-between times that we had a month ago. Today, we actually have as many, and I'll make an argument, you actually have even more in-between times. They're just different. And they're different in that you're sheltered in, and your day is preoccupied with what are still a number of different activities that we have, depending on whether you're looking after children or you're involved in your business day to day. But you do have many, many times during the course of the day in which you've got a 5 or 10 minute break. I can tell you for me, I don't have the time during the day to sit down and watch an episode of Tiger King. That I do when I've got an hour or two when I can actually sit down and enjoy a series. And so, you know, I think they're quite different. And so I do believe that Quibi is actually going to arrive at a moment in time in which it actually is going to, you know, serve an opportunity.
Tiger King, Jeffrey, has captured the imagination of so many people in the last couple of weeks. Will you need one of your shows to do the same for this to be a success? Or is it more broadly that your platform and offering is different, and that's what will define success or failure?
Yeah, well, as you know, we actually have some of everything, and that was, in fact, how it was designed. So just to begin with, we launched, and in the first 2 weeks of Quibi alone, we have 55 shows and have almost 500 episodes. And they do cut across all different types of entertainment. So we have these wonderful, really great movies and chapters with, you know, the best talent, best directors, best stars in Hollywood. We have quick bites of these episodic fun things. Chance the Rapper doing a new version of Punk'd, or Chrissy Teigen's Court, or Idris Elba versus Ken Block on a stunt car thing. And then the other part of it, which I think is really not really appreciated yet, but will become Monday, is this thing called the Daily Essentials, in which we are providing every day over 20 shows in which we are organizing in a premium, bespoke way information and making that information convenient for people. And if your information you want to know is about news or sports or music news or gaming and esports or entertainment news, the best brands, including one of your sister companies, NBC, the BBC, ESPN, E! Entertainment, I can go on, are all producing these fantastic 5 to 7 minute quick bites about everything you need to know and why it matters.
Well, Jeffrey, thanks so much for joining us, and good luck with the launch on Monday. And I'm sure lots of us will be signing up for free, as it will be for the first 3 months. Jeffrey Katzenberg, thank you very much.